One take, one take. This is NBA One Take featuring yours truly, Pretty Boy Lakers. This is NBA One Take for your head, NBA One Take for your brain. Coming to you live from my home. This is NBA One Take, Part 2, April 8th, 2024. So we got some Hall of Fame, the Naismith Hall of Fame inductions. That's going to be going into the Hall of Fame. First one's Carmelo Anthony. You know how much I love Melo. First coming to the league, I was at his first college game at Syracuse, back at Madison Square Garden. Then coaches versus cancer game. That's when I saw him like, yo, it's for real. Going on to win the national title championship with Syracuse, and then going to the NBA with a uh, first stints with the Nuggets. Man, I remember just people saying, "Yo, he should have won Rookie of the Year." I felt he should have won Rookie of the Year over LeBron that year, um, just based on bleeding a team that won 17 games prior to the playoffs, and so that was just a lot of my criteria going for that. But he had just a great couple seasons with the Nuggets. Getting them to the conference finals in 2009, man. And listen, if it wasn't some couple plays that happened late in a few of those games, they could have possibly went on to win the championship against Orlando Magic, because I think they'd have probably beat Orlando in the finals that year. They would have never had a chance for they would have never had a shot against Carmelo and the leadership of Billups and those guys. I think they would have be able to handle Dwight. They'd be able to handle Dwight, and then that would have been I think they would have probably beat them in 2009. Though I always say George Karl was over his head, but I'm gonna leave that alone. Yeah, Melo had a great career year there, and then going on to New York, great moment, Mac. Great moments there. Setting an all-time record, points in the Garden for a Knick player, and it's just he just had that. Then he had some stints with Portland and OKC, going to the Lakers, as well as that little thing in Houston, which didn't work out well. But he had a great career. He had a great career. Um, I think he's top 10 in scoring. Yeah, so he's uh he's just one of the all time greats, and finally to see him get his due. People do bring up championships. I'm like, yo, that shouldn't be the case, but you know how it is. It's a ring culture society, especially with social media, and actually spilled over to the national media. So now you got more people thinking about that than anything. But Melo had a great career. All right, next one was Dwight Howard. He's gonna be going in. We know, just I even said Dwight. They went to the finals in 2009. Um, just a great several years in Orlando. At one point, remember we were saying that you know only Dwight and LeBron could take any team deep in the playoffs at one point. We was just like just Dwight and LeBron who could just win with damn near anything, and that's how great Dwight was. Dwight should have gotten the MVP, but they didn't give it to him. The Derrick Rose year, um, and and he was just a dominant player defensively. Won all the defensive player of the year's All Star and everything. It was just a great. It was just a great run. And then he came to LA, which his departure in Orlando was crazy, but him coming to LA and you know and it just his personality and Kobe's just did not get along. Kobe thought he thought he was going to get something Shaq like or whatever he faced in Orlando, but that wasn't the case. And Dwight was hurt in certain other aspects, and Mike D'Antoni and it just it wasn't something feasible, and we know how that ended up, and then he left LA, and then he went to Houston. Him and James Harden went to a conference finals, and then that's when he was just going bouncing to other teams. Then he came back to LA, and then he won a championship in the bubble, as a backup. But Dwight, one of the all-time greats as well, was left off the top 75 team. I think that's for personal reasons, because I don't think Dame or Anthony Davis had a better career than Dwight Howard. I mean, at that point when they were selecting them. I mean, I don't know now; it's debatable, but no, I just don't. I definitely don't. I don't feel that, especially with Dame and AD, both of them, because they didn't win a championship, but Dwight had a lot of great playoff success, and AD didn't really have that besides the one run with the LA Lakers in the bubble, and that's how I feel. All right, but Maya Moore, she's one of the WNBA all-time greats. To me, I think she would have been the greatest of all time if she didn't retire early. She was in, I think, for eight. She only played 8 years, won 4 championships. All right, you already know she got the championships at UConn. Won the, she retired. It's almost like she did a Jordan retirement, and she was the best. At one point, we was like, "Look, can Maya Moore play in the NBA?" She was really that good. She had all the tools, and if she didn't retire, how many WNBA championships she would have won? I think she would have had at least 6 or 7 to this point. Imagine her playing now with the Minnesota Lynx with Nafisa Kalia. You think they would have never beat the Aces? And she would have probably been a little older, but I think they would have took care of them. Come on. So Maya Moore, to me, from a talent, talent, I say she's the best WNBA player ever to me. Um, what I mean, you got women or all the things. I understand that, but I think me as a talent, seeing Maya Moore, I think Maya Moore is clearly number one as a talent. I can't say player and things like that. You got so many other players and things like that, but as a talent, Maya Moore is number one. And the next one, Sue Bird. Sue, I love her. Sue Bird. Just a backstory. Me and Sue Bird actually played 1-on-1 when she was in high school. Um, yeah, when she played for Christ the King, and we played 1-on-1. I'm not gonna say who won or not, but it was she was the real deal in high school. She was the real deal, and then going to UConn to win those championships, and to win those championships at UConn, then go to Seattle Storm and to win 4 titles there. Um, it just says a lot about her. She's just her longevity, what she meant to the game, of real ambassador, and having the Olympic gold medals and everything that's to go with it. She was a real ambassador for the WNBA, getting a lot of women to play the sport, and just really just being a big face of the league for so many years. Just props to Sue Bird. Finally, she's in. She can still play a little bit, but she's just one of, and I love to see her and Diana Taurasi on doing the simulcast on ESPN. But Sue Bird, congrats to her. Me and you will leave that 1-on-1 um, later. But yeah, congrats to Sue Bird. And the last one is Sylvia Fowles. She won, I think, 4 championships with Minnesota Lynx with Maya Moore. Part of that big three with her, Simone Augustus, who's also a Hall of Famer. And Sylvia Fowles, she was a big part of that. Being MVP and She was just an unstoppable force offensively and defensively for so many years, and in the WNBA, and people don't really know her name like that. She was just a quiet killer, but she was really a great player for so many years in the WNBA, and she deserves it to be in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, but this, but this is NBA One Takes Pretty Boy Laker, and I'm out.